Hi, my name is Libby, and I wanted to share with you about a man by the name of Kent Hovind, who he is, why it's important to know who he is. And originally, I happened upon the name. I was watching Hagmann and Hagmann, actually listening to a Hagmann and Hagmann radio show, and they had Steve Quayle being interviewed. And at the beginning, Steve just asked for urgent prayer for a pastor by the name of Kent Hovind, presently serving 8+ years in prison for structuring. He holds his innocence to this day, and as we speak, it is 5:06 p.m. Central Standard Time, and his charges of mail fraud that they brought against him recently, which has brought him back to the courtroom, which I was able to attend the Monday portion of the trial. The jury has been given their instructions, and he's awaiting the verdict. And like I said, he's already served 8+ years, 2 to 3 times more. Even if you are in on the side that feels like he's guilty of something, it's still 2 to 3 times more than the normal time period for such a charge. So anyway, I appreciate Steve Quayle sharing about his need. And then later on, a few days later, I was listening to Vigilant Christian, and he posted a video about this man named Kent Hovind. And I'm like, wait, I think that was the name of the pastor that Steve Quayle mentioned on Hagmann and Hagmann. So kudos for Hagmann and Hagmann show, Steve Quayle and Vigilant Christian on, taking the time to ask for prayer, taking the time to educate us on who this man is, because honestly, it could be any one of us. And he needs our voice, and he needs us to research his case, and he needs us to, take a stand. So I just want to take this first video time to just share a little bit about him, his case, and some highlights. Okay, so just bear with me. This is Gabe, my little teacup poodle that was yapping, so he gets to sit with me during the video. I ran across a little letter that was written to Pensacola News Journal. She's not a journalist. She's just, a person that wanted to share her thoughts on the Hovind trial. She titled it, "Hovind Needs More Than an Apology." Pensacola resident Dr.Kent Hovind deserves more than an apology from the IRS Commissioner John Koskinen. In the U.S. News article dated February 11th, AP writer Stephen Olemacher reports that Koskinen told Congress that the IRS apologizes and is changing policy to prevent the seizures of individuals' cash who have been convicted of structuring, quote unquote, that is withdrawing cash from one's own bank account. Again, that's what Kent Hovind was charged with and convicted of. Back to the article, the letter. Hovind has been in prison for 8 years for structuring and tax-related charges. The IRS structuring law needs to be repealed, the imprisoned individuals released, and their property restored. Hovind was due to be released in February, but is standing trial because of mail fraud charges as he attempted to communicate, quote-unquote, buyer beware to buyers of his ministry's property, which was seized by the government. All citizens of the United States must realize that they are vulnerable to arrest for simply withdrawing cash from their own bank account. So I just wanted to share that letter, because that kind of brings you up to what he's faced with right now. And like I said, as we speak, it's 5:09 p.m. Central Time. It's March 11th. As I shared, I was able to attend the trial on Monday in Pensacola, but I had to return home. But today, they very well may have the verdict for these second charges, which they have 4 counts against him. Mail fraud, contempt. I mean, it's 20+ years. So, I mean, for 4 counts, I mean, this could be a lifetime to an individual that has never smoked or drank, You know, he's a pastor, he's an educator, he's just, your everyday person. Well, no, he's not. He's accomplished so much more in his lifetime. Even in prison, he has led 700 prisoners to the Lord. He has written, I believe he's shared 37 new books while he's been in prison. So he's extraordinarily gifted by God, and he has unselfishly shared that gift. And so he is worthy of your time right now, just to listen a little bit about who he is and help be his voice and educate yourself. And like Hebrews 13:3 says, we are to remember those in prison as if it was us, because honestly, it could be. Hebrews 13:3. Remember that. Look that up and study that in your quiet time. So let me just, for this first video, review a little bit about who Kent Hovind is. He was born January 15th, 1953 in Peoria, Illinois. His father, a U.S. Marine that fought in World War II, then worked as an engineer for CAT. His mother, a public school kindergarten teacher, and she's also a fantastic pianist. He had a Leave It to Beaver life with 2 brothers and a younger sister. They learned just about everything about fixing cars, motorcycles, and construction from Dad, and a lifetime love for reading and learning from Mom. Kent attained Eagle in Boy Scouts at age 15. He accepted Christ as his Savior at age 16 at Bethel Baptist Church in Pekin, Illinois. Kent presently holds 2 masters and 3 doctorates in education, theology, and biblical ministry. Kent became a pastor at age 23 and started a Christian school. Kent married his high school sweetheart, and they have 5 grandchildren. Kent taught high school math, including algebra, geometry, and trigonometry, and science, earth science, biology, and physical science for 15 years. His passion is evangelism and teaching creationism versus evolution. He had a theme park with a big dinosaur coming out of the roof, and it's called Dinosaur Adventureland in Pensacola, Florida. And so their ministry has produced about 2 million videos and DVDs, which are mostly uncopyrighted. You can download them, copy them, share them, enjoy them in more than 30 languages that have been used of God to draw many into his kingdom. Note, his theme park has been taken from him. He is fondly known, I may have already shared, as Dr. Dino. That sounds like a real scary criminal. The award-winning 18-hour creation seminar is the most popular, followed by the 20 debates out of 100 he has done on creation versus evolutionism, taped live at various universities. Most videos can be downloaded for free at www.drdino.com. That's drdino.com. His blog website from prison is 2peter3.com. 2peter3.com. He has someone else update the website for him, as he cannot from prison. He is only allowed a few minutes to devote to that sort of thing. But he takes a lot of questions. He takes phone calls. He does interviews from prison to update people and to help people. And like I said, he's already led over 700 prisoners to God while he's been there. Their ministry exists to win souls and strengthen the faith of believers in response to Jesus' command in Matthew 28 and Mark 16. And like I said, he returned to court last Monday, and the verdict should be given out today. And I want you to just stay tuned. This is part 1. I want you to pray for Kent Hovind, his family. They've been through so much. He has a grandchild that's approaching 8 years old that he's never even held. Really? I mean, look how his life has been just totally uprooted. A precious family that needs your prayers. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you so much.